Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Goal or Bad Defending. This is Fulham versus Leeds. They're in the relegation fight for their lives. We'll see what's going on because I've had a couple of beers. I went down the old pubbo and watched a bit of Wrexham and Man City playing. But overall, look, you can see how fucking wide open this guy is. They've caught him on transition, and I'm gonna address that in a moment of how they got to this point. And the player, it was you, buddy. It was you who cost them the problem to get into this situation in the first place. Now, they're in a couple of minds here. This guy's offside, so he can step up and challenge because the only ball this guy's got is either to beat you with a mazy run or play it out wide. This guy's focused on the ball, so who should probably pressure the ball would be this guy here because he's facing the ball. He can go there because he can't get out here. It's too far away. And then look what happens. The ball goes out wide. There we go. Stop it right here. Now the ball's out wide. This guy who made the original mistake, which I'm going to show you in a second, this guy that made the original mistake is completely taken out of the play. He's still not doing anything. He's not pressuring the ball hard enough to stop the cross, which is what he needs to do. There's two players in the middle, one over here, two over here, and this guy is unmarked. And if you look at what I'm drawing here, you can see the gap separation between them. He's not close enough, all right? Completely not close enough if he's actually marking. And here we go on the back stick here. We've got a player marking another player. Good job, mate. You're actually tracking a runner, doing the right thing. You are close enough. Props to you. But let's see what happens. We'll play it on for a second. Here we go. Here comes the cross. He starts to leave the player now. He starts to look at the ball. You can see it. He's judging the flight of the ball. You can see him. He's looking at it. This guy's still marking great here. Everyone else is irrelevant because of the flight of the ball. Let's watch what happens. Keeper jumps up to do a massive grab at the ball. This guy's left his man. He's looking at the ball, which he kind of needs to be because if the keeper drops the ball, he needs to be able to clear it at this point. 1, 2 here. They need to be looking to clear the ball from this keeper's. I don't know if this guy meant to do a shot or a cross, but this is a worldy bloody put the keeper under pressure shot that's made him do that in the first place. That's not bad. All right, we've got to give him credit for that. That's a decent cross to put the keeper under that much pressure, which he's managed to do. We move it on. Drops here. Oh, you know that guy that he was marking a second ago? Well, because he was ball watching and his keeper touched it, it took this guy out of the play. So you can say it's his fault or the keeper's for touching the ball and having it drop here. Right, he's gone too deep, which takes him completely out of the play. And all of a sudden, he's in no man's land. The ball drops here. Bump, whack. Great finish. All of a sudden, let's just take it back ever slightly. When we look right here, there's two players completely unmarked in the box. If we draw a little box, which I like to do, let's draw a little boxy, boxy, boxy. There's two players. The goal's this side. You're irrelevant because you're not on the same side of the goal, and that's why they've conceded this goal. There's two players technically unmarked in the box, and that's why they're 1-0 down. Before that goal happened, though, this is what happened in the transition play, and I want to highlight it here. It's this guy's fault right here. So he's 1v1 with this guy in the open field. Now, if you know anything about open field play and open field tackling, what you cannot do is step to the ball when you have space behind you. This guy has space behind him. Not only does he have space, he has a player behind him as well. So he really can't step to the ball. He just has to eat the space up and hope that this guy on the ball makes a mistake. That's not what happens. Just watch. He steps forward. Bump! He's done. He slips. All of a sudden, this entire transition play happens because he oversteps. No one's covering, which they shouldn't really be because he shouldn't have been making that mistake. And that's where this space opens up that he runs through in, woo, like that. He does. It's exactly like that run. And then you can see where the goal happens. That's the problem with this goal. So I like to do things in, number 1, 2, and 3 of where goals are scored. And this is number 1. It's right here. It's this guy who oversteps. Who makes the mistake in the first place. Let's get on to the next goal. Here we are again, guys. He's picking the ball up out wide over here. As you can see, he's completely on his own. It's two players isolating this guy. He's pretty much got a free run because there's no pressure coming on here. And it actually comes from a long ball over the top. It's not anything special. And again, they're exposed. Let me just get rid of these lines so you can see a little bit better. But they're actually exposed completely here. Leeds have got nobody defending in this area here. And there's two players there. And it goes, oh, yeah, you're drawing these funny lines. Yeah, but these two guys are completely irrelevant to what's going on here. So they got a free run to come down here and decide what they want to do. They can 2v1 and beat this guy and have a shot on goal. They can do what they want. That's not what happens. We'll move it forward a little bit. Right, now he's looking for the cross, clearly. This guy's making a, trying to pressure the ball, but he's stopped too short. You can see his body shape. He's stopped too short. He's panicking because he suddenly realised the cross is going to come in and the guy behind him is in his mind. You know that guy running in behind him is in this defender's mind. He's thinking about that guy instead of just doing the job press because he can't do both. If you're going to commit, do one and don't do either. Here he's doing neither. He's not defending that guy and he's not pressuring the ball. He's kind of had a bit of a panic on. Let's have a look about the cross coming in. We got a guy unmarked here because this guy is watching this guy. You can see it. He's looking at that thinking the ball's going to get played short in here. You can see he's thinking, oh, God, I've got to cover that because this guy isn't doing his job. So that leaves 1, 2 open over here. Let's see what happens again. Ball comes across. Keeper has another touch. The keeper here has been actively involved in 2 goals because he's made a save or a touch that none of his team has been active to for the second ball. Here comes the second ball. Just like the last goal. Who defends it? No one. It falls to him and he smashes it in the goal. If we look at him coming through, we can see he's unmarked. We can see he's unmarked. He's unmarked here. And that's because this guy, he has no choice really because he has to focus on this guy because you're not doing your job. So he ends up not doing his job and realising there's a man behind him completely free. Again, this guy could step to him, but he's got 2 players on him. Look at this guy right here. He, in his mind, has got 2 players to deal with. He's not sure what to do. He's like, well, do I go with him? It's across to the back post. Do I go with him? Got too many players caught here in transition. They're not quite sure what they're doing. Good marking. Well done, mate. You've done a good job. Good job. Not sure what to do. And the reason they've scored again is because there's another man in the Premier League who's in the box with nobody marking him. And there we go. Same point I was just making earlier, but it's just a better angle. You can see if I draw a nice little pretty box of how this guy's unmarked there in the middle, boys. Unmarked in the middle. And that's why they get to score a goal. As well as the keeper touching it and knocking it away from everybody and no one winning the second ball. As you can see, there's multiple mistakes in this defending. As I said, it's normally 3 mistakes that cause the goal, unless it's a worldie. 3 mistakes again. Here we go. We've got Leeds' consolation goal coming in here, coming out from a wide position. It's getting banged into the middle. As it comes into the middle, God knows what's going on here. They're being marked here. This guy's free. He's not doing anything. He's ball watching. He's marking there. Look, there's 1 here, and there's 2 there. And he's still making his run in. It doesn't matter for the goal, but it's just bad defending again. And this is just a mess. Watch this nonsense. Boom, ball comes in. He mishits it because he's the only player being marked by a central defender in the box. Good job, defender. Well done. Falls, boom, whack, bounces off a Fulham player and goes into the goal. Terrible defending from Fulham. Even though initially it was good, it seems to be that second ball. That second ball seems to be a massive problem for these level of teams. They can't deal with it. After the initial ricochet or goalkeeper knock, they can't deal with that.